everybody, my name is Robert Biggerstaff. I'm doing this video series on getting rich, increasing your money, increasing your income, because I want everybody to have financial independence. I want you to be able to wake up in the morning and say, you know what is it that I want to do today, instead of what is it that I can't do because I can't afford that. And if I can do it, anybody else can. About 99% of my money comes from real estate, either rental properties or working on them. Is a fourplex that I have. It's got a 2-1 up front, a 1-1 in the back, a studio up top, and then a cottage studio in back. The video that you watched in this series has to do with knowing where you're at financially, how much money you got coming in, how much money you got going out. Now, there's something that's going to happen when you have that information. What we're going to do is we are gathering bricks. We're gathering blocks. We're going to get mortar. And the most important thing about this whole gig is right now. Dreams, we all have aspirations, things we'd like to do, how we think this thing's going to go. We want to try this, we want to try that and everything. And unfortunately, a lot of times we can do that, put forth some effort, and it ends up backfiring on us. Now, you see what's going on right behind me. Anybody got an idea what those are? It's what we call foundation. Okay, this is part of my Get Rich Part 2 video that's going on. So you already have looked, you've taken a financial inventory of where you stand, going and coming, credit cards, money going out, housing, food, cars, utility, money going out. Paycheck income, money coming in. What do we have to work with, so to speak? Got any loans, money that's going out and everything like that. So let's do this. Saw the video on foundation. That's absolutely critical once you start embarking on this journey, because if anything happens, then we get derailed and we might not be able to get back on it unless we had a plan and we had something to fall back on to start with, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to establish a foundation. First off, first goal you need to hit, one month of reserves. I want you to have that saved up, whatever it takes. Set yourself a goal. Break it down to daily. If you need, we'll say $2,500 a month to be able to survive, we'll just say $3,000 a month to survive. 90 days, guess what? We're looking at what? $30 a day to put away? And days, we almost got that. So what can you do to make $30 extra a day? It's $210 a week. You know, you tell me, okay? It's close to it, 35, 40 bucks, somewhere in there and everything. But you get the gist of what I'm saying is that let's break it down into small. You know, you can't eat an elephant at one time, but you can eat an elephant one fork because we're breaking it down into a manageable size. So let's go ahead and make that happen, okay? Eventually, where we need to end up at is with 6 months reserves, okay? Now, once that happens, we can start taking some risk. How do you become rich? There ain't but 3 ways to do it. This is straight from Cheers Full Auto 11. Watch him, subscribe to him, check his stuff out and everything. And I totally agree 120% with the guy. There's only 3 ways. You're either going to start a business. I don't care what it is, lawn care, doing web pages for somebody, start a construction business like I did. Dump trailer hustle, whatever. But you start a business, okay? Or you invest in businesses. You buy stock, Procter & Gamble, DuPont, Berkshire Hathaway, Southern Company. You invest in a business. They're going to give you money back because you have loaned them money to operate on, okay? Third way, buy real estate. Do something with it, okay? it's going to appreciate in value, or it should appreciate in value. Who knows what happens in the next 90 days? I know where my belief is. I'm continuing to look for properties to buy. Okay, so you have rental properties. I'm heavy in single family homes. That's all I own. I don't own any commercial real estate. Okay, thing about it is that everybody needs food, clothing, shelter. Boom, there you have it. Oh, stop. No, it's not hammer time. It's subscribe time. Hit that button for me. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, back to our regular scheduled programming. And so the thing, those three ways: invest in a business, start a business, buy real estate. And that's it. That's really the way, there's not a whole lot of people that get rich just by working for somebody else. If they're working for somebody else and they do get rich, guess what they did? They did something else. They invested in a business, they started a business, or they bought some real estate. If there's another way for something to be done, please tell me, enlighten me. I don't like speaking out of ignorance. I'm all about learning something new. You see here, they have these blocks. They fill it up with some dirt, and then they're going to pour concrete on top of this. They got that rebar in there, and that helps to strengthen it. And then you got some rebar in that trench right there. You got the plumbing out there. And you got this moisture barrier. The thing about it is when you are working towards financial independence, the first thing that needs to happen, you need to figure out exactly where you're at. Okay, you did that with the last video. And now what you're going to do is you're going to figure out, I need 6 months worth of reserves on hand to build your foundation. And the reason for that is that life is going to happen. Something's going to take place. I can't tell you what it is or when it's going to happen, but generally speaking, something is. It might be the alternator goes out on the car, new brake job, need to buy a new set of tires, kids needs braces. I don't care what it is, but something's going to happen. And we're going to have to be financially prepared for that, because if we're not, then what occurs is we get into a downward spiral and we're never able to get out of it, okay? I'll give you an example. The lady that I heard about, bad problem, not showing up to work on time, and then calling out, all right? So she's on an action plan. Well, guess what? She goes out one day, the car has a flat tire. Somehow she got a bunch of money and bought this car for cash, all right? Car's got a flat tire. She calls in. Guess what happens? She gets fired. Well, so she goes and gets a title loan on the car. Decides she's going to take another month off, 2 months off. Well, thinks she's going to go and find a job that's going to make the money that she was used to making. It doesn't happen. She never gets out of this cycle. The car gets repossessed, and then her house gets foreclosed on because she can't pay her bills. All right? Now, do you know what would have happened if she had had 6 months in reserve? More than likely, she would not be a person that would be calling in. The important thing that you can do whenever you're putting something together, we're building a financial empire. I'm partners with you. I want this to happen for you. I see it happening. You have got to build a foundation with a firm footer. There is actually concrete poured underground. They dug down about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and that's the actual foundation. That's the very beginning of what all of this is being built on. This will go up 2 stories, okay? She would probably have become a person that valued her lifestyle because of the discipline and consistency of putting money away and watching that start to grow. It's a wonderful feeling when you get into a position where you don't have to worry about where this month's rent is coming from, this month's house payment. You know, what happens if the car, it doesn't matter. I can actually go and put a down payment on a new car if I need to get one, and so then I'm back in the action. The thing about it is that if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you never get that freedom, okay? Everybody else is in control of your life. Well, how's that? How's that so? Well, because it's the power company, it's your boss, because you've got to have that job. You've got to be operating at that level, okay? If you're only living on 50% of your income, 60%, guess what? You got freedom. You have the ability to say, hey, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more, and go somewhere else and start over. It's a phenomenal feeling to be able to have that kind of freedom. Most people never enjoy that. They don't even think about it because it's not an option. So, we get to the point where we've got 6 months worth of operating capital, okay? That means we can be unemployed, not another dime comes in, and we can still pay all our bills for 6 months. There's a tremendous amount of freedom in that. Can you imagine waking up and not having to be as far as, I've got to go to work, I've got to perform, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. That's what I'm saying, okay? Here's the thing is, we have to have that foundation, because the problem is, if we don't have the foundation, okay, and we still got all that bad debt running around and everything like that, we're going to start a business, and then we'll just say we go and get financed on a $15,000 dump trailer and everything. We're going to be the next dump trailer hustler. We're going to get out there. We're going to make it happen and everything. And then, bam, 3 weeks, no income. Oh, I got a $500 payment. How am I going to make that happen? I don't know. If we had 6 months worth of reserves, we would know how we're going to make that happen. All I'm saying is that you need to hedge your bets, okay? It's a recipe for disaster for you to think that, hey, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to do all of this, and everything is going to go absolutely smooth. If that was the case, then everybody would be betting on, whatever it is, black or red 32 on the roulette wheel, because every bet we're going to make is going to come in. It doesn't happen like that, all right? So that's it. This right here is going to be the second step. This is what we're doing. We are building a foundation for stability, okay? The reason for that is that we want to be able to go the highs and the lows and everything like that, and we pretty much want to be even keeled with this, okay? So often, people don't want to do this. There's nothing fun about putting 6 months worth of money away. I assure you of that. It's not fun, it's not sexy, but hey, guess what? You're at the break room at work and somebody says, man, I don't know what we're going to do and everything. The washer and dryer went out and everything, and what would you do? And you just say, well, you know what? I got 6 months worth of reserves saved up and everything. I just go out and spend the money and buy it. What do you mean you got 6 months worth of? Well, yeah, I got $10,000-$15,000 saved up and everything. You do? How'd that happen? You got to ask yourself. The way it happened is that the video before, we talked about taking an inventory, cutting costs, figuring out what it is that we can start doing. Hey, you might have to get a side hustle. Even if you're a grown person, 40, 50 years old, I really want independence. Your actions will say everything about how bad you really want it, At 40 years old, you willing to go get a push mower and start pushing, cutting your neighbor's yard and everything, make an extra couple bucks and whatnot? Oh, I can't do that. It's kind of beneath me and everything like that. Okay, there you go. You just don't want it that bad. Oh, well, you just don't understand. No, I do understand. I assure you of that. I used to be the king of excuses. I was too white, too fat, too tall, too this, too that. My parents were too well off. Whatever it was, I was it. Okay? I had every excuse in the book on why something should not happen, except for sitting there and saying, guess what? Your best thinking has got you right in this position where you're at, Robert. And so you need to change something to make that happen.